All right, thanks for staying tuned. So let's just give a quick background and legal framework, right? The power to pardon, commute, or remit sentences is enshrined in Section 175 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, rather, granting the president the authority to show mercy based on informed recommendations. Now, this mechanism is designed to uphold justice with compassion, especially in cases where the law might have been applied harshly or where significant rehabilitations had occurred. So in this instance, the Presidential Advisory Committee on Prerogative of Mercy, that's the PACPM, they had reviewed a total case of, I think it was about 294 cases, right? From which 175 individuals were selected for presidential clemency. And so, I mean, this is where we're now having the conversation as to the criteria, what exactly were the parameters for the choice. And, you know, I had taken a story yesterday where the former vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Atiku, was drawing the president's attention to people with questionable character. You know, it's talking about people that were convicted for drug-related crimes and all of that. You know, so who are these people that were granted pardon? So joining me to discuss this is Oladapo, Barrister Oladapo Kayode. He's the principal partner at Oladapo Femi Kayode and Co. And he's joined me via Zoom this evening. Thank you so much for joining me, Barrister. Okay, so if you're talking, you're muted.
All right. It's a pleasure being here.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so let's make this very interesting and as practical as possible. So, I mean, clemency is in the president's right to do so, right? To grant pardon, yes. Presidential pardon. They do it all over the world, so it's not something that is unique to Nigeria. So why are we having a lot of back and forth and debates as to what the president has done?
All right. As you've said, the president has a right to pardon, also has the right to exercise his rights. It's his discretion sometimes. In fact, the issue about it is that it is not, it's not question. The Constitution has given absolute right to do that. And sometimes, even though it seems wrong, even though it seems illegitimate, it is legal. And I understand the thinking of Nigerians, especially when it comes to this issue. The timing, the people involved, and, you know, we don't trust our governments. Anything they do is being subjected to scrutiny. We question them. We always feel that there's always a political reason or there are political reasons behind what they do. And that is why we don't, most of the time, it's hard for us to just take things as face value. But he has the right to do that. And that right is not something that is subject to, it's just subject to public opinion. There's nothing we can do about it. Those that have been pardoned have already been pardoned. However, I feel that the pardon or the clemency, all these things being clamored about, is sending wrong signals. It's sending wrong signals. You know, for instance, someone who is convicted of murder and having spent just about 6 years and few months, sentenced to death also, is being pardoned. He's been, the sentence being commuted and being reduced. And it's somehow we need to look at. I think that's why it's so painful. I think that is why Nigerians are hungry. We put ourselves in the shoes of the husband's family, and someone has killed your relative or something, and after a while, after a few years, she's being granted pardon. It is right. What about public opinion? What does this say about our legal system? What does this say about people being privileged? What does this say about international perspectives about our country? So those are the issues, and I think that those are the reasons why Nigerians are hungry.
Barrister, I wanted to ask you, right?
Yes.
If we wanted to, put a proper structure as to how the selection process would be in terms of presidential pardon, what would have been the things that would have been measured? So now I hear that good conduct within the cell, some of them based on their age, some of them their health status, some of all of those parameters were part of what was used to select these people, right? So some youthful offenders, offenders that were 16 years or younger, right? And I mean, those were the parameters. So in this 175, what's it called? 175 inmates that the president has currently released, would you say that all the parameter that was used is justified? Because why I'm saying this? The case of this young girl, Sandra, for instance, now, you see, there are some things that can agitate a system in a way that another crime will be committed. I'll give you an example.
Right.
The family, they've come out now to say that a wound that is trying to heal, you people have just helped us to reopen that wound, and the wound is almost like it's fresh now, just by granting her that pardon. What if tomorrow somebody just says, out of craziness, and says he goes and commits, like, okay, since you were taken out of the cell, right? I probably sent someone to unalive you, or I unalive you myself. That will now be like a crime that is committed, because how the human mind works sometimes, right? You're not thinking straight. It's just out of the burst of that anger or the emotions and all of that, actions are being taken. So how are these 175 inmates that have been released, the criteria that was used to release them, is it justifiable?
Well, we can only infer from what we read. You understand? What we see in the papers, or from public opinion, or we read from the federal government themselves. I think the minister, Mr. Bayo, was out and released a press statement that these are the things that were used, to choose those people that were pardoned. Now, the truth is this. I don't have problems personally with illegal minors. I don't have problems with you forgiving people caught with cannabis, if truly they've shown remorse, if truly they've been behaving themselves well, and they are ready to go out into the public. There are some of them that have spent maybe out of 25 years, they've spent about 12 already, or 10. They've attended school, they've done one thing or the other, they've acquired one skill, and probably it's possible you feel, okay, let these people go out into the society again. It is okay. It is okay. Number one, it decongests the prisons. We don't have enough materials to cater for all the space, materials, feeding, accommodation, to cater for all the prisoners. So if things like this come up once a year and you find genuine, sorry, please, Nigeria has happened to me.
No, you can go ahead.
All right, and you find genuine persons that are supposed to be out in the public, it's okay. I don't know whether you understand.
Yes.
But for someone like Sandra, who has committed a crime, a capital offense, it's like someone that's committed treason against the state. And he has committed murder, sentenced to the penalty is death. And after a while, no matter the remorse she must have felt, who determines good conduct? Those things can be influenced by a lot of factors.
Yeah.
Even though there's no good conduct, they can infer good conduct because they want to do something. So who determines good conduct? Those are the issues. So my problem is not with the other ones. It is with this. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying.
I get you. Because, literally, she was convicted for murder. Yeah.
Yes, it is too early. I'm back. It is too early. It is too early to pardon, or to give, or to commute, or to reduce. It is too early. Probably if she has spent maybe 15 years, then maybe something happened and we say, okay, let us forgive her because of the children. We'll understand. Even the family of the husband will understand, the deceased will understand, but not after 6 years and about 6 months or 8 months.
And you know that
So that is when
6 years in jail is not necessarily 6 years. Or it was later started learning
yes.
that it's not the way we are counting the years like 365 days.
No. No.
So 6 years can technically be like a 4-year. What's it called?
Yes, I think he was sentenced in 20. Let me see whether I can quickly get it. I think 2021.
Aha. So that's what I'm saying. Like it is about 4 years technically.
2020. He was sentenced in 2020. He has spent 6 years and 8 months.
So
under Nigerian calculation.
So
it is annoying.
It is. It's not even annoying. Annoying is not the word. This is riling up. It's riling up a lot of pain that you cannot. The thing about emotions, you cannot tell what an emotion can make you do, because even the unaliving of her husband, right? I am sure it is something that came from inside. I'm sure she did not know that she had the capacity to unalive somebody until it happened. Yeah. That is the way you do not know what the people that are outside they are thinking. But I wanted to bring your attention to something. We'll still come back to this Sander case, right? When you talk about drug-related offenses, it's vague. Do you understand what I'm saying? Drug-related offenses, yes. You can be the drug baron. You can be the one that is the kingpin supplying the drug. You can be the one that was just caught with a tiny, roll of cannabis in your pocket. So when you say drug-related offenses, it's quite vague. If there's a breakdown to say, oh, this person was just caught smoking, whatever, it's not like he was a dealer, and you release that kind of person, it's a different case. But when you release a drug trafficker, right? People that are trafficking human beings, you release people that had possession of armed weapons, right? And they were involved in other violent crime. That is very scary. Are you not reintroducing? Because some of these people, that is the only life they know. I have seen people that were released from jail today, and they went to do the same crime that they went to jail for.
We see it many times.
So that's the point.
Sorry. Now, among those that were released, there was a 63-year-old man who was convicted for armed robbery, and he has spent 36 years already. Sure, you understand?
Yes.
Amongst some of them are drug persons. Some were caught with tramadol. Some were caught with cannabis. They spent about 8 years. They spent about 9-10 years. It looks reasonable. They spent a long time. They didn't take anybody's life. You understand? Mm-hmm. You see, when you take someone's life, or when you commit treason, these are offenses that should be taken serious. These are offenses that outsiders are looking at you. I don't know what national communities are saying about this. Someone that has killed someone and is out after 6 months or 9 months because of a year pardon. It is not illegal.
But okay, so let's speak legally. Let's speak legally and take away these our emotions, because I think I'm getting emotional. So is there a limit to what a president can pardon? Maybe that is where we should have started this conversation from.
There's no limit.
So this was supposed to be at his discretion.
They can. No, it's not just his discretion. There's a committee for this. Let me put it. Number one, it is his discretion. He can decide to do it. He can decide to go against even the
committee, the recommendations of the committee.
Yes, he can decide to go against the recommendation of the committee. He can decide to accept. It is his own power to do so. Mm-hmm. They can convict you for murder today, and tomorrow he forgives you. There's no problem about it. There's no illegality about it. It is within his rights. So when it comes to legality, what he has done, it is not illegal. I don't know whether you understand that.
I get you.
He has done the right. Yeah, he has done something legal, but doesn't look right. And that's why I put the difference between legitimate and legal. If it's illegitimate, it does not make sense. It's not justice. It's not justiciable. When people have not yet finished licking their wounds, and you are pardoning the person that has inflicted the wound,
Wow.
Those are the issues.
So
But for the other ones,
the decision should have been made from a very deep sense of what's called empathy and reflection, deep reflection, to say what
yeah,
would be the end result releasing this one person. So do you think this committee, they were thorough enough to understand the end-to-end implications of every of these 175 people that were granted clemency?
I don't know how they arrived at their decisions. I know there are more people that need pardon. Let me be frank with you. More people that need clemency. More people that need their sentences to be reduced. So I don't know the criteria. I know they said you must be of good conduct, you must have been behaving properly, well, you must be remorseful and those things. Those are the criteria. Those are the criteria. So I don't know. I can't say whether they've been thorough. But they made, I don't want to say they made mistakes. But if I were the president, even if I want to pardon or commute Sanders' sentence, I would have waited till probably my last day in office. Or my last year in office. I don't know whether you understand.
I get you.
So that I will leave if I feel she deserves it. Probably she's even remorseful. Let's admit she's remorseful. A lot of people are in prison that are remorseful. The prison is not just a place for punishment. It's a place for rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation,
it's a place
yes.
it's a place to bring you back to your senses. So even if you are back to your senses, does not mean you must not be punished. At least bear those brunt. Someone in prison that spent 36 years, someone that spent 20 years, spent 15 years for crimes, and they are remorseful, is okay. But spending less than 10 years for capital offense, no matter how the remorse that you feel, you must know that what you have done, the law must be seen to be justiciable. The punishment, the pardon must be seen to be justiciable. When people look at it and say this is justice, now we've seen this and we are saying this is not justice.
Absolutely. You know what? Let's go on a very short break, right? When we come back from that break, I would like to know, what do you think the legal, the message pardoning someone that committed a capital offense, what message do you think the president has subtly passed, to the larger population? And of course, I want to understand if there's a political undertone to some of these pardons. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light for my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we'll analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
All right, thank you for staying tuned. Now, if you're just tuned in, we're having a conversation. We're analyzing the 175 pardoned inmate, right? And I have with me Barrister Okay, I have a barrister with me. My brain.
Oladapo.
Oladapo, yes, thank you. I have too many things in my head. Now, please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us a message. Leave us a message on our YouTube links as well. We'll read your message. You can also call us 07025007749 or 07014242420. The WhatsApp or SMS is 08180384663. Let's hear what you have to say. So, Barrister Oladapo, before I went on the break, I said two things I want you to help me break down. There's a subtle message that the president has passed, right? Whether he did it consciously or he did it unconsciously, right? The subtle message with these people that have been granted pardon, especially to the extent of someone that had like a capital offense as murder, and also, do you think there's a political undertone at play in the selection of the people? Why I say this, because there's been a lot of news out there on social media about how Sanders' family, right, have put a lot of pressure on the presidency, and it seems like it's, like they have like strong political backing on all of that. So help me break it down. Do you agree with this narrative that is flying out there?
Now, I can't say. I can't say because I'm not sure. And I wouldn't want to come online and say something that I'm not sure about. People have a right to say things. Sometimes one of the things that are flying about might not be true. It might surprise you that the president might not even know this family personally. It might be some other persons among the committee, or the committee itself have been pressured one way or the other to do this. They said, I've read a lot of things. Some people said it was the father of the deceased that started the process that they should forgive the lady because of the children. I've read that some of the family members are behind the pardon. That's the members of the deceased themselves, that they want her to be there to take care of the children. I don't know how true that is, but it has happened. I don't know of any political undertone. It might be there, it might not be there. It might be personal, it might be... But, when things are not done the right way, or when things don't seem like justice, a lot of things are being said concerning those things. And that is why when I said something, I said, we Nigerians, we don't trust our government. And anything they tell us, we try and look at it very well. Even when it's so clear, we look at it and look at it and look at it. It is the way we find ourselves in this country. But, you also mentioned something before you
yes,
left.
I said, what is the subtle message that has been passed?
Yeah, you see, the message is this. Just be a person of influence. Have money. And have political power, one way or the other. It is possible in this country if you have those things. You get away with some things. Now, there are some other persons that were also commuted or reduced, whose sentences were reduced, and the particular senator undertook, wrote undertaking that he would rehabilitate them, he would take care of them. Those, I think, the legal minors or so, that will not do such things again. Those people too were forgiven. So there might be, some... It shows that people are also behind these things. So it means, one way or the other, that it is possible to commit a crime, no matter how grievous it is. That's the sad part of it. No matter how grievous it is. And one day, very soon, you walk away a free person. You walk away. That's the message I see in this. At the same time, there's also another message that, when people are being punished, it makes the other person or the neighbor, that's one of the purposes of punishment. It makes us look at the person and say, I don't want to go that route. I don't want to serve that kind of punishment. But when people see that somebody has done it and has done away with it, when they do it, they also feel that, okay, if I can put pressure one way or the other, I can also get away with it. What does it mean? People commit more crime.
Yeah.
So the kind of message this thing is passing is not right at this particular moment. This time in our nation, I want to believe that we are passing through a lot of things. There are changes in our economy, in our political landscape, hopefully for the best, but this has just set us back some years.
So where do we?
I'm a lawyer.
Go
I'm
ahead.
a lawyer. Nowadays, if I go to court and I'm defending a criminal, and I know the criminal is probably influenced, I might not even put in my best, knowing that one day, you will be pardoned. Or I just feel, don't worry, you've committed the crime, but there's always a way around it. I know what happens is, once people are in position like this, they committed crime, what they do sometimes, maybe they start supporting some political persons. Maybe a senator from
But
their
is that not what we see politicians do all the time, where they have been accused of so much embezzlement, financial crimes, and all of that? All they just need to do is align with whoever is in power, right? And all of a sudden, all your sins are washed away. So how do we now balance?
No, they are not washed away. They put them in hibernation, and you live your life
until somebody that is upright, right? So we keep on praying for that
somebody
upright.
comes.
So how do we balance? How do we balance mercy and justice, or with justice in this situation, right? Because on one hand, yes, it is okay that these guys are like the person you made reference to, the 53-year-old person that has served 36 years, right? For he was convicted of armed robbery, right? And he served 36 years.
Yeah.
You can clearly see that person is deserving of mercy, right? But for someone that committed a crime as murder and has just done barely 6 years, right? Literally, she unalived somebody. You get? So where do we balance? How do we balance the need to want to give mercy and also to uphold justice?
Now, in this case, it is not balanced. Anything we do, when it comes to legal things, the underlying principle is that it must be justice. Justice must be seen to be done. When justice is not seen to be done, then that thing is wrong. That is it. Now, we've seen a lot of them. We don't care whether they've been pardoned or not. It's okay. But once you have somebody that all Nigerians, a lot of people are clamoring and saying, no, it's not supposed to be so, then it shows that it is not justice. Justice must be seen to be done in everything. There's no justice seen. And that's why Nigerians are crying out when it comes to this list. There are some people that I don't know whether you saw the name Honorable Farouk Lawal there or something. Did you see his name?
Yeah, I saw his name.
So you are in power. Once you are in power, after a while you are pardoned. He has been pardoned. You know the meaning of pardon? Pardon means you have not committed that crime.
Wow.
That is pardon. It is they have not erased it from the books.
My God. So if I was just going to ask you that, if the people, the family, they are aggrieved, they still, what you've just said now, it means that they cannot even reopen the case.
No, they can't. It's done. That one is ended. It is ended.
You see why this is very tricky, and it can rile up something that, no, this is sad.
It can't. I don't think it will rile up anything. We'll just feel sad for them. As we feel sad for what is happening in this country. Everybody goes their normal way back. We will write opinions, we will do all those things, but it doesn't count. So the next election now, Farouk can come out. He's no more our next convict. He's not a pardoned person.
And you are not allowed to make reference of that those issues anymore, right? If you do, he could sue you.
No, you can mention it, but he's been pardoned. He has all the right of someone that has never been convicted before.
My God. So what's the way forward, Barrister Ladapo?
We are in it together, my sister. The way forward is to keep hoping for the best and hoping that they get it right. One of the things about this administration or about our judicial system now is that we have a CJN that personally I believe in. But I hope that with time, they get things right. I'm hoping that the time will come where our judiciary itself will be so independent. Now, you see this committee on this mercy thing, on this provision of mercy thing, it has a lot of persons involved, notable people. And that's why it's so hard for me to believe that most of them were influenced. That's why I said I don't know what happened underneath. But no matter what happened underneath, and they feel she deserves, or all of them deserve to be pardoned, or their sentences commuted, they should have also looked at public opinion. That when they do this thing, what will happen?
But are the public allowed to also put in an input in who and who should be pardoned? Is there room for this kind of open dialogue?
No. No. There's a committee for that. If you feel somebody should be pardoned, you can write the committee. State your reasons why you feel that person should be considered for pardon. Then the committee looks at it. As a citizen, you also have the right, you can write them. The worst that will happen is they might not consider it, but the public too, by the time we raise letters, raise things like that, they can also look at it. Why is everybody clamoring for this person to be pardoned or the sentence should be reduced? Then they can look into it. The president too on his own can decide I want to do this. The committee too can say, okay, president, these are the list of people that we feel are okay for pardon. The president has probably somebody that looks at it, and maybe the president didn't even look at it very well. Just trust the ability of the committees, and read through the names and say, okay, if you feel these people are okay, and by the time the president appoints you to work in a capacity, it is because they trust you.
Yeah.
It's because he feels you can do the right thing. So sometimes he feels the committee has done the best. And once he just brings it before him, he reads through it. Okay, this person, this, talks to the advisors and signs.
Okay, so let's touch a little bit on the people that have been released, right? What should be the societal? Not
all of them have been released.
Okay.
That's another thing we should know. Not all of them have been released. Some of them, their punishments were reduced.
Okay.
Yes, some of them were reduced from 25 to 12, and then some of them have spent 8 years, so they'll still spend like 2 years. Some, by the time they calculate the reduced sentences, they are due to be released. And some, those that are pardoned, they will leave the prisons immediately.
But Barrister Oladapo, can another president come and overdo or undo what this president? Okay. I'm just trying to ask all the layman questions, but quickly, right? For the people that would leave the prisons and then they will be reintegrated into the society, right?
Society.
Yeah. How should members of the society approach it? And also, are there real plans, to really integrate them in a way that they don't go back to the crimes that even got them in the prison in the first place? Do you see those kind of plans in place?
Yes, and that is why Senator Ikra decided to undertake to rehabilitate some of these
the illegal miners,
illegal miners. Some of them were very young, some of them are old, some of them 18 and things like that. Now, I can't tell you for it. I'm sure that all of them, one or two of them, will still go back to that thing. That's one thing. I've been in court one day, and I realized that the magistrate was so annoyed. When they called a culprit, a suspect, they brought him to the door. So he was so annoyed. I will deal with you. There was a senior lawyer there, he stood up and he was like, magistrate, why this? He said, I just released this boy 2 days ago.
Oh my God.
I told him I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him again. And he's back again. I don't know whether you understand. There was one at
That was what I said
day.
earlier now. That some of them,
Hold on.
you just release them today. 2 days after, they're already in the same...
At the magistrate court in Igoshere, the guy was still serving his community service. He was sweeping the court. They rearrested him again for another crime. So some of these people might still end up going back. But it's my hope that truly they don't go back. So the community should accept them, but they should be careful.
So let me ask one final question, or maybe not so final. For those that have been released and they are already back in society, and for the promise now that they are making to rehabilitate them, how do we put a measure to track the progress? Because one of the things that we lack in this country is ability to monitor, and track, to be sure that, these people, in some places when you are released, they'll tell you to come and, for the next maybe 1 year, you must come every Friday to come and do, register your presence. You see maybe a counselor, you say, to check your progress and how well, things are going and how well you are behaving. So is there a monitoring process for these people that have been released? Is the government making any plans to make sure that, we are tracking and making sure that these people have not gone back to the crime?
I don't know of any, and I've not read of any, apart from the senator that did an undertaking to take care of those people, those illegal minors, those young ones that were released. I don't know of any other persons. I know there must have been some persons that started the process of this pardon or clemency, and have written to the governor or to the president that, once you pardon this person, we want you to pardon this person on this basis. He has done this right. He has done this right. We know that when it comes out, we also assist. Those persons are dead. But I don't know whether the government on their own have a body that looks out for these people. I don't know. And I don't think it exists. Once you are pardoned, you go. Once your sentence is commuted, you go.
So it's a case of go and sin no more.
You don't go, for instance, in some foreign countries, when you have been sentenced for 20 years, you are eligible for parole after 7 or 8. Then they start monitoring you, they start looking at you, report to this, report. Once you behave abnormally, they send you back. But we don't have that kind of system in Nigeria. Pardon is your sins are forgiven totally and are not remembered again.
Wow.
Commuter, clemency, reduction of sentences, you are still a convict, but you are free to go. Go and sin no more. So I don't know, but I don't think it exists. And I think, as you've said it now, probably it's something we also need to write an opinion about. That henceforth, anybody that's been pardoned, the government should find a way to make sure that
there's a monitoring and evaluation process.
They follow, they follow and evaluate their progress so that they themselves be able to know whether these things they are doing is favorable to the society or not. Or help them determine the kind of people they should be releasing to the public.
Absolutely.
But in a way, I believe Sanders will go back and do what she has done. I don't think she would go back, but for the purpose of the families that were involved.
But you see, somebody like Sanders, don't you think she just needs to completely leave that entire environment? Because I don't know how, because she will forever be that girl that murdered her husband, right? So for somebody like her, I think even for the safest thing to do, just for her own sanity and for her own safety, right? I think it's best to just probably relocate to somewhere like a Lagos or somewhere, that is completely, and maybe start her life all over again. Because I really don't know how she plans to do that, with that very heavy veil, over her head.
Now she You know, one of the things they said was that she demonstrated commitment to being a model prisoner. She was a model prisoner while she was there. And then she was remorseful, she had good conduct, and she has embraced a new lifestyle. I don't know the criteria, but that happened. Now, one thing I've known about Nigerians is that we forget things easily. In the next 5 years, we'll be talking, in the next 2 years, I'm sure we will not be talking about standards anymore. Or even 1 year. You know, Nigeria we are such a forgiving
country
nation. Yeah. No matter how bad something looks, usually we let things go. If not for that spirit, Nigeria would have sports since now. We would have been fighting wars everywhere.
Nigeria would have sports.
But because we have a forgiving spirit, people will do things to us that hurt us, and we tend to forgive at every time.
Yeah.
We will forgive. We will realize that Nigerians will truly forgive us. So people are also on our side, saying that our children.
In all fairness, for the sake of the children, I think, you know, it would be good for her to be there and find a way. But I'm just hoping that she's fully.
She should have stayed a bit longer. She should have stayed a bit longer. If I were the president, I would just say, okay, hold on to this.
So you should have done like a reduction of sentence.
Yes. At least spend like 10
years.
Or 12. Then say, go back, you have been commuted, your sentence have been reduced.
So that for the remaining of those probably 4 years, you still keep studying her to be sure that everything, you know, and all of that.
Nobody is studying anybody.
But it's a lot that I give up. I'm trying to just make sense of this whole thing. But thank you so much.
They've decided to forgive her, and she's been forgiven. Her sentence has been reduced. It is not illegal. It is illegitimate and not justiciable.
Absolutely.
And we hope that our governments do better. They look at how we feel. Our government don't look at how we feel. In every area, they don't care how Nigerians feel. They don't care about our opinions. And that's why some things, not just in this area, they do things, we shout. They know we'll keep quiet. And that's happened again.
Wow.
Well, I wish her the best. Wish her the best. Wish our children the best. And I also want to just tell the husband's family to take heart. All things work together for good.
Absolutely.
What will help us in this country?
Thank you so much, Barrister Oladapo. It's a fantastic way to wrap the show. Thank you guys for watching. If you missed the president's quote, it says, "The decision is not an escape from accountability, but a reaffirmation of our commitment to a justice system tempered by mercy, a government that seeks restoration as well as retribution, and a nation that believes in second chances." And yes. All right, so Chioma will see you guys tomorrow, Friday.